Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Love and Light Show, where your special guest is Cindy Lou Wagner. And I'm so excited for her to tell us all about the body, more about chronic pain, more about how we create that disease in our body, and just get into the theta healing around bodies and stuff, because she's going to also have amazing healing downloads towards the end. So you definitely want to stick around for that, and encourage you to share it out to any friends who also have some issues with their bodies or diseases that they would just like a little bit more information on, so that they can be healthier and happier, and we can spread that love and light to the different people in your world too. So I am Laura McPhee. I'm a happiness coach and healer, and now I'm saying transitioning to Joyful Goddess, as I've been doing the happiness coach and healer with energy healing, theta healing, and life coaching for a while, and now I'm really getting strongly called to be Joyful Goddess and go into new and higher levels of empowering women, being the change I want to see in the world, and showing up to help people through self-love and care. So I'm super excited to just expand into that more. And this is the Love and Light Show. We come to you live every Monday, and now I'm adding in other days of the week too. So we're doing some Wednesdays here and there and other bonus episodes to support you guys and different light workers, healers, spiritual entrepreneurs, all the amazing people in this world who can help you on your healing journey. So you can get little tips and tricks from them. You can learn different strategies, get healing downloads, get really cool exercises or meditations, depending on the guests that we have, that supports you on your journey, so that you can get little taste testers of all the different spiritual modalities that you can move into, or people that can help you, so that you can be the light that you want to be in your life, that you can be the change that you want to see in the world, and then spread that to your family and coworkers and loved ones and community. And we can all do what we want to do and what we're feeling the most called to do to change the world, so we can all make it a better place together. So Cindy Lou Wagner is awesome. I'm so excited to have her on. She is a theta healer, a cranial sacral therapy therapist, and she is inspiring people to be the best versions of themselves in any way that she can, wherever she goes. So I'm so excited to have you on today, Cindy. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And I need you guys to say hi when you pop on live. I know that we have some people popping on live now, and we have some viewers. So I can't see you as you pop on live. We're on the Be Live platform. So if you want to engage with us, I definitely encourage you to say hi as you're joining us. And even if you're catching the replay, definitely say hi, and we'll continue the conversation after the show as well. So Cindy, I'd love for you to share a little bit about your story and explain who you are to the viewers.
Well, it's a long story, so I'll keep it as brief as I can. I am a theta healer, certificate of science of theta healing. I've been doing theta healing since 2004. Prior to that, like most people, when they start these kinds of searches in the world for modalities, or they end up on their doorstep for whatever reason, it's usually because you're trying to fix yourself. And it's the same for me. So in the 90s, I guess, I decided that I needed to make a change in my life. And I started out with just cleaning out my body, because my body was not doing very well. And all because of the choices I made by that time. And spiritual fasting is what came into my world, using Chinese herbs and doing cleanses and all kinds of things, which really helped my body a lot. But the process was not always that pleasant, but very effective. And then as my body got healthier, my mind got clearer, and then I started to look at my life and think that there has to be more to life than what I was doing, just getting up, going to work, taking care of things, starting it over every day. Right. And so then that took me into becoming a cranial sacral therapist, and started working with people that way. And every time I would work with my clients, they would get better to a certain point, and then some people would get better completely. But there was always this pocket of people that their symptoms kept reoccurring. And I kept thinking to myself, there has to be more to this. There has to be, that I could do something different. And that's when theta healing kind of landed in my lap. It was not something I was searching for. I never heard about it. I did not know who Brianna Steibel was. I actually was kind of not interested in doing anything more. And, the universe kind of gets you to where you need to go. So I ended up in a basic class, and this theta class that I took was the very, early stages of theta healing, like before all the books and manuals that are out there right now. Our class was the first class to actually get a kind of a manual. And then, so I have had the privilege to be involved in theta healing from the beginnings, not from the beginnings, because by the time Dad was teaching classes, she'd already been in it for a long time. She was just an amazing healer. But from the beginnings of books and manuals and taking it on the path that we have now, there's a school that you can go to. So anyways, when I did take theta healing, it was for my own wellness. And I had an amazing moment in the class, my very first basic class, and I never looked back after that. I just kept playing with it and thinking there has to be more to this, and keep playing with it. And then I would doubt it, and I would go, well, it can't be that simple. You can't just decide and you're going to change this thought and your body's going to get better. But it kept showing me over and over again, yes, this is how it works. Then I started playing with it when I did cranials for people. I started kind of going, okay, I thought, well, okay, let's see what they do, So I tried a little bit with them, and they would be a little bit receptive, and then see how it goes. And then kind of went from there. And then I saw my clients started getting results. And what was interesting? I came to me, and he got better, and I had no idea because he didn't really say too much. But him and his family kept me in business for 2 years. Like he just kept sending everybody. So yeah, that's
very cool.
And now I hear him now. My life is now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And you had a thumbs up during your story, so very cool. And just to let you know, guys, I had allergies this morning when I woke up. So if I dab my eyes with the Kleenex as we go through, I don't have any more trouble breathing. My allergies are gone away because I put a bunch of Young Living oils on it, peppermint and stuff. But I put it a little bit close to my eyes. So every once in a while, my eye drips a little bit. So I'm not crying if you see me doing that, just FYI. And then how do you help people with chronic pain? I know that that's a big thing for some people, that they're they identify with it and then they're just I have it, this is me. How do you help people in that way?
For me, my go-to is always theta healing. That's the tool I like to use more than anything else, because I really truly believe that our bodies represent how we feel, what our life experience is, what we believe. And from having thousands of clients and teaching many classes and watching it happen over again, and not only the part that people got better, but the ones that didn't get better and why. So when people have chronic pain, I've had people where I've asked, and I can talk about this person because I have her permission. Many years ago, I had a person come to me with fibromyalgia, which is a very trendy thing that's happening out there, and the pain is real for those people. It's really excruciating and very frustrating for people. This person came to me with fibromyalgia, and she had done everything. And so she'd come to me, and we'd relieve her of the pain, and she'd continue on with her life. And so one day I asked her, what is this doing for you? Why are you creating this? And she actually had an answer for me. And she was doing a lot of positive things in her life. And so I said, okay, so just when I'm done with this disease, she said, I will come to you, and then we'll just take care of it. It'll be done. So she was still applying it in her life to get things she wanted to happen. And once she got all that she needed, then she came to me about a year later, and she said, I'm done with this now because it's interfering. It's working against her in her life. So it's not like it's something good, bad, right, wrong. It's about looking at what's working for you in your life and what's working against you. And then just understanding that you don't have to have the pain to get you whatever it is that you're trying to create in your world. So, so, and it goes both ways there with chronic pain. And I've seen, but if you ask the question, most people, what does it do for you in your world? How does it manifest in your world? Some people get really irritated. Constant pain can be really tiring, and frustrating, especially if they've done everything and they've been told, this is how your life has to be. There's your thoughts and beliefs, right?
Yep. So true. And I have had that with people too. And even in our own classes, when that popped up, it was what do you mean? How is this serving you in a positive way? But then when you dig into it a little bit, you're like, wow, people come and support me. They show me more love. They show me affection. They do things for me. I get all this help or attention. Like, it serves different needs of theirs. So it's interesting with all of that background to be like, yeah, like there's so many ways that even though it hurts you and you like label it with your like ego mind, this is bad because it's pain, there's so many like advantages that people can put behind it, which is interesting. And then Nick just
and
said
hi.
Hey
Nick. Yeah, hi Nick. And it's when you can get, the hardest thing I think for people, but it's also the most empowering thing. We talk about, there's so much out there about empowerment, empowerment, you empower yourself. But some people, I think, use that word so much they don't understand exactly the value behind it. So if you can, first we say, okay, I'm manifesting my world. I'm going to manifest this, I'm going to manifest that. That's a very trendy word out there that people use all the time. And I'm creating this. But when they only want to own the stuff that's magical in their minds. And where the power lays is when you can actually say, yeah, I created all this. I created that sickness. I created that argument. I created that, poverty. I created whatever you created. And when you can own all of it and without judging it, then that's where you're empowered to really, really understand how powerful your mind is and how powerful being you are. And you can create anything.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to own oh, yeah, I'm having a magical life, yay. But all this other stuff over here, you're kind of, no, I had nothing to do with that. I don't know what happened there. And then that takes away you're actually owning and being able to empower your world. And I firmly believe that if you can actually swallow that big pill and go, yeah, I created all that, everything. Because then you can see it and see why you created. You can ask yourself honestly that question: why did I create this? Why am I creating such hard? And see, there's a reason by it. And your physical body, one that will tell you why. It gets your attention because we listen when we're in pain, and we listen when we can't move our body the way we want when we want to do something.
Yep.
However, quite often we get pain and focusing on like the short distance of it, that we don't see the bigger.
So true. And Nick's giving you a shout out. Intuitive Anatomy with Cindy Lou is awesome. It's a must do. P.S. Ariel loves when we read Wiggle Your Toes. Is that like a joke?
Thank you. No, I have a children's book that I wrote many years ago. Yeah, it's called Wiggling Your Toes. So yeah, boxes and bows and wiggling toes. Yeah.
And
the message behind it. Yeah, the message behind it is about understanding that you can live outside of boxes, like live your dream. You can do it. So it's a message, but it's an interesting book because I wrote it for kids, but now it's more to adults.
Well, everyone needs that message, and it's important that people understand our bodies a lot more too, and just like get that awakeness in any way that they can, which is really cool.
Yeah.
In changing their bodies and changing what they've manifested, how would you best, help them move forward on that journey besides theta healing?
I think everything works. I think it's very important to not say, well, you shouldn't take that, you shouldn't do that. I mean, there's things in the medical system that works for people. There's oils. It all boils down to, when you take any of that stuff, it comes back to what you believe about it. Because even I have seen people, I've had clients that had the exact same cancer, because cancer is a thing that's out there, so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say cancer, and so some people have the same cancer. Okay, their bodies are exactly the same. They go to the doctor and they take the treatment, and one person gets better and the other one doesn't. Why? If it's proven it doesn't, it all comes down to one person that has said, put all their faith, they said, this is going to work for me. And the other person's going, listen to, it's going to make me so sick. I don't know if it'll recover. Your chances are 50%, whatever they decide to do their belief system is about. then that's the route that happened for them. So it's the same with anything. I mean, the placebo effect has been around forever. Like they proved it with science. Bruce Lipton, he wrote the book, what's it called? Biology of Belief. It's one of my faves because he kind of brings in. He even talks about theta healing in his presentations. His science that he's done behind all that with the placebo effect, right to knee surgery in his book, where they did a placebo effect on that, which that people believe that they did the knee surgery and they actually got really better and thought their knee was stronger when they didn't even have the surgery.
Yeah.
So there's a lot behind all that kind of stuff, what you believe in. So for me, if people come to me for pain to disease, I would take a look at what they want, how they want the journey to go, because it is a journey. And then work with them in what their belief system is going to help them get better.
I completely agree. And Nick said, get Cindy to lower her volume. She's getting some feedback on this end. So Nick's hearing a little bit of feedback. So if you want to turn down the volume a teeny bit, that might help. And then let us know if that sounds better, Nick. And then the emotional side.
I didn't know if you'd hear me.
Oh, okay. So for the emotional side, for people who don't really understand that, what are some emotions that might, for example, trigger cancer or some other disease in their body?
Well, it all starts with, usually, like you can say anger, resentment is usually key to anything, because those are emotions that really makes the immune system, how would you say, it lowers the immune system's ability to be able to take care of things, because the body is designed to take care of everything. It really is. And so anger, resentment, and hatred and those kinds of things, rage, it's like it eats at you, the saying, it eats at you. Well, that's what cancer does. Now, different cancers have different emotions behind it. But one of the main ones is, a lot of it's anger and rage. It starts. And so you'd work on stuff like that. And then, are we still getting the hall back there asking it? Because I'm still getting it here.
Okay, if you're hearing it, then they might hear it. I'm not hearing it on my side, but sometimes everyone hears different things. If you want to pop out, you can just pop right back in. If you want to see if maybe that'll fix it and make it a little bit clearer.
See if I can turn this down a little bit. Is Nick hearing it still?
I don't know. And we have 4 other people on too. So if Nick or anyone else can let us know how Cindy sounds or how we both sound, if either of us have an issue, then we could make sure that we have the clearest quality for you guys, so you get the messages that you need out of this. No one's saying anything, so I'm going to assume that that's pretty good.
Nobody actually saying anything?
No. And we have 4 people on live, so it's not like we don't have anyone and they're just like being like, we can't hear this, we're going off. So I'm going to assume that means we're doing good if we have people live and no one's saying that there's any issues.
Okay.
Cool.
So when it comes to cancer and stuff like that, okay, I'm going to tell you a little personal story about cancer. Okay.
Awesome.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Okay. So I end up about 4 or 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with skin cancer on my nose, like a very substantial. Okay. At that time, and I knew it had nothing to do with the sun, as much as they were telling me it had to do with the sun and everything else. I knew where, because the emotional part that was going on in my life, I was going through a very nasty divorce. My son had just passed away, and I was very, very angry. And I knew that this was on my face because it was in my face to deal with. And I had feelings on all around what would happen. So what happened was I got diagnosed. They took the stuff, and I was in Europe when they were trying to get a hold of me to tell me that it was cancer and that I needed to come in and take care of it. So I was in Europe for about 6 weeks, and I just kept working on my immune system, and I found some antibiotic stuff that I put on it when I was traveling, and I just kept working. And when I got back, I had this kind of creative crevice in my nose almost, like a hole, like a very nasty looking thing. And I was scheduled to go to the plastic surgeon. I'll go, and because there's nothing to fix this hole in my nose. I really felt that I had got rid of all the emotion that was tying the cancer to it. So I went to the doctor and he fixed it, and he took and sent the sample away, and the sample came back and there was no cancer anywhere. blood go nowhere, which they had diagnosed that it was pretty rooted. And I the emotional part that I decided to let go, and I also what I was doing would work. Like I firmly believe that it was just the emotions that I was working on that was taking care of it, and of course the salve that I was putting on it helped with the skin part of it. But that was my moments with and all the other stuff they talked about when I asked her about it. She goes, yeah, she said, I don't know. She says, here's the result. It was in there pretty good, and now there's nothing.
Okay.
And I mean, you could have done that with anything. You could have been, I could have, some people go have chemo and they have a great, you know, it's all about aligning with what you believe is going to help you.
Right.
And then working with that, but also making sure that you understand the emotions that go with it. Like you gotta decide to let go of that too. Otherwise, you'll recreate it again.
Exactly. Yeah. So true. And Nick was saying that it's a little bit better, but there's still a little bit of feedback. So I think she's picking up on her own volume, and she's like, "Yes, we totally need to hear this." And apparently, there was a little bit of a delay between us talking and them getting it. So. And yeah, the echo. So are you using headphones?
I got headphones going on. I turned this down a little bit.
Yeah. So maybe if you pop out and come back in, maybe we'll try to reset it that way. So if you just X and come back in on that link, and I'll entertain them with some theta healing in the meantime.
Okay. All right. I'll stop.
Okay. So we're going to get into some amazing theta healing downloads with Cindy, but I'll explain a little bit about theta healing for anyone who doesn't understand it or is brand new to the show. So it essentially deals with your subconscious mind. So out of our entire mind's capacity, about 5% is conscious, where we're desiring our dream happy life, for us to be happy, healthy, fulfilled, and abundant, and all these incredible things. So the other percent is our subconscious mind, and it's just beneath the surface. So in theta healing, we look at those limiting beliefs. We can actually do muscle testing with our fingers or with our arm or with the sway test to figure out exactly which limiting beliefs are blocking us or holding us back, and which emotions are coming up and which are creating those dis-eases. So we can use theta healing downloads. And all you guys have to do to receive the theta healing downloads is say yes. So Cindy, we're back. How do you sound now? Maybe do a little hi and see how that sounds.
How's it sound now? Can you hear me okay now?
I can still hear you fine. So sometimes it just has a different effect where I'm hearing you super clear and they're hearing something different. So we'll give them a second to let us know how that sounds now. But I was just explaining a little bit about theta healing, and for anyone who's brand new to the show, who just randomly clicked on it and isn't familiar with it at all, that all they'll have to do is say yes to receive these beautiful healing downloads that you're going to share with us.
Yeah, and downloads are the most powerful thing. It's one of my favorite things that came about with theta healing. Because back in the day, when I took basic class, when I took my basic, which was a long time ago, everything was just being slowly developed. And now where it's at, I mean, if you don't know how to, a certain emotion or feeling, how can you create it? Is the concept.
Yeah.
And everything, your brain is wired by your thoughts, by your feelings, and it's just energy. And
okay, and we do have Melissa saying that it's better.
Power to change whatever you'd like to change.
Yep, so you're so powerful.
We can do some downloads.
Awesome. I would love that so much.
If people would like. And let's just see. I'm going to see what it is for we have for people who are there. This feels in that. Yes. It feels healthy. It feels like everybody. Like to be able to find your so that really engaging with that. How to do.
Oh, you're breaking up on my end now, but they're saying it's better for you.
Okay, that's good. Let's teach you what it also feels like to live without pain.
Yes.
It'll teach you to know how to be able to know what you need to, how to listen to your body without having it to shoot you pain, to know that there's something the matter, that you actually can tap into your body and be able to know what it is it needs, whether it needs to be fed, slept, nutrients it needs without having to create pain all the time, to have the knowingness. Would you guys like all those?
Yes.
Would you like to know how to live without feeling like your body's always going to fall apart, always on the verge of falling apart, and that it's going to be over? How to live without that constant fear? Would you guys like to know that?
Yes.
Good. How are we doing?
Very good. I love it. And we have the eyes, heart face. Awesome.
Do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions about anything? You can pop in there. We have a few minutes, I guess. Do we have a few minutes there, Laura?
Yep, we have about 4 minutes left. So if anyone has
otherwise, I'll just keep talking.
Yeah. Or anything else you maybe want support with. What am I creating with allergies? That's interesting. I haven't looked a lot into the beliefs around allergies until we have another question.
Allergies is a good one. The premise.
Oh, you're cutting out a teeny bit for me again.
The premise of allergies is that there's something, you're offended by something in the world.
Okay, offended. I'm getting that. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So something offends me. Some people, quite often when I muscle test people that have them offended by, okay, the pain, yeah, this is really good. Is any healing work to show, except for the person's desire to have an experience that maybe from the outside looking in we might judge as bad, but for them it's the experience they want. That was the biggest lesson I had from a client many, many years ago. She was 16 years old, and I was helping her with something, and I said, from my perspective, it looked like this is not good for her. And she said to me, no, don't change that because you'll take away my experience. And I stepped back for a minute and I thought, okay, so let's teach you how to have that experience without having to go through this, just to make it so that it wouldn't be so harsh on her. But it's really important when you're to acknowledge the experiences that you're trying to have and take a look at what's working against you and what's working for you. Because life is an experience. That's why we're here to experience it. What it is to be in physical form with all the feelings and all the senses and being able to change things, right? Yeah.
And I agree, like a lot.
Allergies. Go ahead.
I've noticed a theme in my life that when I start to get overwhelmed, or if I start going towards like I'm taking on too much, or like could lead to burnout, I'll get sick. Like I'll manifest some kind of like cold or flu or something so that I have time for self-care. So I'm like, ooh, those were like very prominent limiting beliefs that I had to like clear and continuously work on to make sure that I wasn't using that sickness, which I didn't enjoy, but it was giving me time for myself. I got caught up on sleep. I'd put better food in my body and different things like that. So it's interesting, even though I wasn't enjoying what I was creating, the sickness or whatever was coming out from my body, it was still serving me in some way. So it's very interesting how that can all play out in people's lives. And I think you're a little bit frozen on my side, unless you're just not talking. This is interesting why the internet's being a little bit iffy today, the connection. But we're almost done. So can you share with us your different sites and opportunities that people can go to after the show to connect with you? And do you want to explain a little bit more about your upcoming intuitive anatomy class?
Yes, everything is reality. Sure. Theta Healing, we put a lot of positive stuff on there. We also have a website that is ThetaHealingInstitute.ca, and again, you can go more in depth there. If you want private over the phone to anybody in the world, I do them in person when I'm traveling. So when I'm on the East Coast, like we're offering personal sessions when I'm going to be in Charlottetown doing intuitive anatomy.
Very nice.
Intuitive anatomy, if you've taken the basic and advanced class, and then now I guess dig deeper is a requirement also before you can take intuitive anatomy. It's one of my favorite classes because people come to that workshop and they're not the same when they leave. It really makes you go deep within your body and what you've created and have an opportunity to clear up stuff that you might not have the opportunity when you're busy in your life. And I have seen all kinds of things happen in those classes.
Awesome.
And at the end of the 3 weeks, we take pictures sometimes. We used to at the beginning what they look like, and at the end, any physical changes of appearance for some people are really quite drastic, and for others it's just light. But the things that start to change in their world, it's like 3 weeks of healing that you can't.
It's gonna be huge. Yes, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to taking that at some point when it super resonates with me. I'm excited to like dive deeper into all this stuff. I'm so like intrigued by all these different pieces and parts that can just benefit people on so many levels. It's very, very valuable. I love it. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And do you want to pop those links afterwards in the comments so that people can quickly just connect with you afterwards as well?
Yeah.
Awesome. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom today, explaining a little bit more.
There's another class that I really like to teach.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit on me again. I heard there's another class that you'd like to teach. I'm sorry about the internet, guys. Usually this is a lot better quality. Okay, I got you back a little bit again. So what's the other class that you like to teach?
Sure. You're kind of free. Thank you. But I was talking about like classes and basically I think dig deeper also, but it's a 5-day class and it works on all your hatred and prejudice on a global scale. And that one is a really good class, especially if you want to travel in the world. Come to that class to deal with all your issues with these countries, and then you'll see yourself really move about the world with these.
I love that. Yeah, so anyone who wants to travel, definitely look into it. Very cool. I love that. So thank you so much for sharing all of this with us today. And thank you guys for tuning in and sharing the love and light in your world with anyone that this resonates with. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I'm sending you guys lots of love and light. Bye.
Bye.